Do you want to start your healthy lifestyle, but you don't quite know what to buy or where to begin? And when you walk in the store, you're so overwhelmed by everything on the market today? Well, I got you. Today, I'm going to be sharing a few of my healthy options and we are going to food prep together. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is. If this sounds like your kind of video, stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. On this channel, we talk about all things health and fitness and all empowering things, and we only share good vibes and good feelings. So, if this sounds like your kind of happy place, then please consider subscribing. We would love to have you over here. Okay, now, in today's video, I am going to share with you some easy and affordable options for you to buy the next time you go to the grocery store to get your healthy lifestyle started. And we are going to food prep together. So let's go. Okay, so, first thing, excuse the lighting over here. I'm shooting like late afternoon. So yeah, this is not important right now. What's down here, that's important. So let's focus here. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you a few things that I found very, very helpful. And now it's almost like staples that we buy in our household just to make things easier for ourselves. And I'm gonna share them with you today. So let me show you what I got. There's like a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, 1 second. Okay, look. Oh, look. Like a whole bunch of things. And I'm gonna take you through each and every one, and then you can decide what you want to try, what you like, what you don't like, and what works for you. Okay, so let me just start by saying that all of these things, all your meats and your fruits and your vegetables and stuff, you can get at the butchery or at the grocery markets, whatever, fruit and veg markets and so on, at better prices. But since Vian and I, we have very busy schedules, so we don't have time to browse around all the markets and things or whatever. It's obviously good, but we don't have a lot of time, so we just go to like our local grocery store and see what we can find there. So in South Africa, the one that we go to most often is called Checkers, and they have this awesome selection of everything we need, and they are affordable as hell, so we really enjoy that. I'm gonna be sharing with you some of the things that we got there today, and I'm gonna start from like the staples that we buy, and then I'm going to move on to like the snacks and things like that. So let's go. Okay, so the first thing that Vian and I we always get when we're at the store is chicken breasts. And they actually had it on promotion today, which is cool. It was $64.99 a kilo, and for us today 95 rand and 28 cents. So this is a pack of like 12 pieces. So typically what I would do is I would divide them into 4s and then just pop them in the oven in those oven bags, and it'll take about 20-25 minutes. So I'll put in like 8 at a time, and that sets us up for the week basically. Yeah, so we obviously like chicken breasts more than any other kind of meat. I still like my drumsticks and my thighs, but I'll have them every now and then. But this is what Vian and I typically eat on a weekday night. And yeah, they're just so quick and easy and versatile. There's so many things you can do with it. Yeah, so chicken breasts. And you get like 12 in this pack, so yes. Okay, so the next thing that we usually prep, so we'll have our chicken breasts, and then we will get like a vegetable. So we got these McCain stir-fry vegetable mix. So these ones are actually really cool. You can pop them in the pan and just give them like a little fry, or you can pop them in the oven if you want to. Hell, you can do whatever you like. You can even just put them in the microwave and microwave them for like 3 or 4 minutes or so, and they're good to go. So then we'll have the chicken breast with some veg, and another staple of ours is spinach. We love spinach. I usually just make like a white sauce. So yeah, I'll make a white sauce. We'll mix the spinach in there, and then we'll have spinach, vegetables, and chicken breasts. We also usually buy roast veg. So after we do the chicken, we'll pop in the roast veg, and that will get going for like 30-40 minutes or whatever. And yeah, so we make sure that we have a selection of vegetables and our chicken so that we can mix and match during the week and just eat whatever we feel for. And another thing that we are gonna eat this week is some sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, they are a better source of carbohydrates, and they also taste sweet, so they bring that sweetness to your meal. I specifically like this because I've almost completely cut out potatoes out of my diet. I almost exclusively just eat sweet potatoes every now and then. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I love sweet potato fries. But I also like just taking the sweet potatoes and then chopping them up into rings, and then drizzle a little olive oil on it, a little bit of mixed herbs, pop them in the oven, and you got yourself a nice little side for your chicken and your other veggies. Our chicken and veg and everything else out of the way, if we don't feel like having chicken that night, we usually also make sure we have some lean mince. This was also at Checkers. We usually just get like a portion size like this, and we would then, you know, just fry it in the pan or something, mix in some of these vegetables, and then we would probably get like, hold on, we would get wraps like these. These ones are awesome because they don't contain any dairy. It was made in a factory that uses milk, peanut, soya, and tree nuts, but I'm okay. I can eat this one because you guys know I have some dietary restrictions, so I have to be careful with what I choose and what I can eat. So I always make sure that obviously that it's dairy free. And so because of that, I've learned how to read labels, and that was actually quite useful. Yeah, so we would then maybe even the chicken, if we want something different, we don't want everything out on the plate, we will have chicken, spinach, vegetables, and then we'll pack it in a tortilla and then just mix it up, and then yeah, that's supper. Easy supper. Okay, so a few other things that we always buy are like yogurts. We buy these ones because they are just so easy to use. Like if I have my muesli and my fruit in the morning for breakfast, then I can just pop out one, pop it into my breakfast, and there you go. Like, it's so easy. And then we always make sure that we also have some apples, some bananas, and we also usually like to have honey. So if I have my muesli and I don't have yogurt and I have some apples or bananas, I just drizzle some honey all over it, and then it's so sweet and juicy and nice, and it's just lovely. And it's a good replacement for like your regular porridges like Cocoa Pops and like other porridges, Stephanie. I will pop it right here because I don't know them. But yeah, those are some of the breakfast options we have. We also have a variety of other options for breakfast that we eat, but yeah, those are like my go-to ones. So I always make sure that I try to have 2 kinds of fruit, honey, and some yogurt. If you have those, you are also good to go. Also, I saw this at Checkers today. It's called butternut fettuccine, and yeah, so this is basically like butternut. And I feel like it will be a good replacement for like pasta and stuff because I've never tried this yet. I've obviously had like zucchini noodles and all of that, but I'm so super keen to try this. So if we have like our chicken prepped and our vegetables prepped and everything else, I can literally just I can whip up a little sauce, I can cook this up, mix everything together, and boom, Bob's your uncle, you have yourself a lovely, healthy pasta. Some of the other things that we always buy, uh, eggs. Obviously eggs. Excellent source of protein. I eat it almost every day. What I love doing is I love making eggs. I make it in the microwave because I'm lazy. And then I take the eggs, I pop it on like 2 of these rice cakes, and then I will take some little cheese, a little bit of cheese, and then I will put some mixed herbs on top or whatever I have, and then that's lunch. So yeah, I'll either have the eggs with some cheese, or I'll have the chicken that is already prepped, ready to go, and I'll have that, pop it on my rice cakes, and dun, 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 lunch. Okay, and some of the other things that we usually buy are like spring onions and obviously cucumber, and yeah. Oh, I want to show you this peanut butter. So Checkers has this range, it's called Simple Truth, and I've noticed that most of their products are lactose free or vegan, and but some of them do contain milk here and there, whatever. So you do have to be careful and read the labels. Make sure, you know, if you have a dairy allergy like me, that there's no milk inside it. This one doesn't have milk inside it. And it's the smooth peanut butter with no added sugar or salt. So this is what it looks like. And also, let's see, it has 3.8% protein. It has like a whole of 2 carbohydrates, and the total fat is about 8.5, and 1.5 of which is saturated, and total sodium is 4. I checked the other peanut butters today. I'm gonna put that information up here somewhere, and you won't believe the difference in the sodium levels. Like, this one is just so much better for you. So one of my favorite snacks to have, whenever, if I feel like it, I would typically have an apple. I would chop it up into little pieces, and then I would just have like a tablespoon or 2, if I want to, of peanut butter, and it's so, so delicious. So yeah, must have for me. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And then one of my other favorite snacks are these Tate's mini rice cakes. It is balsamic vinegar flavored. This is what they look like. And you guys, oh, it's so delicious. I love it. I love it. I introduced my mom to it the other day. She came over for a couple of days, and I gave her a packet, and I was like, yeah, have this packet. And she was like, no, I can't eat the whole packet. No, let's share. I was like, no, you don't want to share this one. And she opened the packet, she started eating. And before she knew it, she was like, oh, Steph, I'm almost done with the packet. It's that good. It's so, so good. Oh, and I almost forgot. Another thing that we typically have here, dun, 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 avocados. We try to have avocados, obviously where we can. Sometimes, you know, the prices of avocados just go. But when we see a good deal on avocados, we usually grab a few and we try to have it when we can. But yeah, okay, so I wanted to show you all these things today because I wanted to show you just like the easy things that you can buy to make easy changes in your life, and that changes that doesn't break the bank. It's like your typical regular things that you can easily swap out for things that you're normally eating. And I hope you see that it is actually affordable. It's everyday products. And yeah, so let's get on with the meal prep. Okay, so with all these options, we try to mix things up, and yeah, it makes everything so much easier. We can eat plain old chicken if we want to. We can mix it up, putting it in a wrap or whatever. And yeah, it's just so much better. So I'm gonna show you how I typically prepare everything. And let's go. And we are back. I just put on a warmer top because it was getting cold outside. And yeah, so let's begin. Okay, so I already took the chicken out of the packaging, and I've got 8 chicken breasts here. And I usually use something like this kind of roast chicken spice. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, I usually use this, but today I got this Portuguese chicken seasoning, and I'm gonna use that as my seasoning today. So let's pop this on. Oh, and while I am seasoning the chicken, I also typically just get 2 trays like these. I've got one big one and one smaller one, and I use the oven bags. They look like that, and yeah, I just pop them in the bag, snip, snip, snip a few holes, tie it up, and dump them in the oven. I'm using this Glad oven bags. These are the medium size, but you can typically just use any oven bags if you want. If you don't like using oven bags, you can also just get foil and line your pans with foil, and there you go. It reduces like the cleaning time like crazy, I promise you. I used to put it in the pans just like that, but the scrubbing and all of that, I don't have time for that. So it's easier with the bags for me because I can just pop them in the bag. I can take them out of the bag, throw the bag away. It's easy. Okay, so let's season this chicken quickly. So while I'm seasoning the chicken, I already have my oven going. I've got it preheated at 180 degrees. Yeah, so I'm just making sure that I've got everything covered, and I'm massaging the spices into the chicken. Make sure it's like all coated and everything. And yeah, and I find that using the oven roast bags, I find that when you do it that way, the chicken cooks like in its own kind of juices and its own fats and whatever, and then it makes the chicken so nice and so moist, and you know, it just gives it this incredible flavor. Yeah, so that's why I like cooking in the chicken bag. So then when I put the chicken into the containers, I pour the sauce all over it, and it stays nice and fresh and juicy. So I really like that, instead of just making it in a pan or whatever. But I mean, if that's what you want to do, then just do it that way. I just find that it's easier cooking 8 chicken breasts in bags in the oven. That for me is just the easiest thing to do. Okay, so my chicken breasts are looking lovely and coated. So now we just have to transfer them into the bags and pop them in the oven. Okay, so I've popped them in the bags. This is what they look like. And now I'm just going to wrap them up with these little plastic ties they come with. And then I'm going to snip a few holes in them just so that they don't explode in the oven. And then I'll put them in for about 20 minutes. And then for the last 5 minutes, I'm going to cut open the bags and let them grill for like an extra 5 minutes. And then it's done. 25-minute chicken. So I've already washed my sweet potato, and I'm just going to chop them up into rings, and I'll lay them out onto the pan, drizzle them with olive oil, a bit of mixed herbs, and pop them in when the chicken comes out. And that's it. Okay, so, oh, also I wanted to mention, I know that a lot of people use wooden chopping boards, but honestly, like, I prefer a glass kind of chopping board. I feel like with a wooden chopping board, you know, you get all those little slices and chops and dices and things, and like I feel like those, I feel like when you're using it, like things get stuck in like the crevices of the cuts on the board. And I feel like with a glass cutting board, it's just so much more hygienic. It's so easy to clean. So yeah, like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you like to use? A wooden chopping board or a glass chopping board? I'm curious to find out. Okay, so yeah, I don't take the peel off or anything. I just chop, 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 chop. Okay, so yeah, I don't make the rings too thick because then they take longer to cook. But yeah, like about this size. That should be fine. Okay, so let's chop. Okay, so the sweet potatoes are all chopped out, and we can see. Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, so now we just wait for our chicken to finish up, and then we'll pop in the sweet potatoes, and then so then we will have chicken and sweet potatoes. Then, if you remembered earlier in the video, I had those McCain veggies. So those veggies I can just pop in the microwave for 3 minutes and they are good to go. So the first meal can be like a regular chicken breast, some sweet potatoes, and some mixed veg as well. And that's meal number 1. Meal number 2 can be chicken, some sweet potatoes, and then some spinach that we got earlier. So the spinach takes like no time to make at all. So it's easy for us just to pop it in a pot very quickly, mix, 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 and it's done. Yeah, so those are the foods that we are gonna eat this week. It's so easy, so simple to make. And like I told you, we can mix and match. We can put them in a tortilla. We eat them all together on a plate, or we stir fry everything together and have it in a stir fry with some, oh, and we can make the pasta also. We have the butternut pasta. We're gonna make that this week. So I will share all those things on Instagram. I will let you know how the butternut pasta goes. I'm so excited for that. Yeah, so now let's just wait for the chicken to finish. I will pop in the sweet potatoes and then I will show you how I put everything together. So, I just wanted to mention as well, like, there are obviously so many ways you can meal prep, like with the Instapot or something. Whether you prefer making things on the stove or using the oven, it doesn't matter. It's completely up to you, whatever suits your preferences. So while I'm waiting for the chicken to finish up, I typically like to do something that will make my life easier in the week. So in this case, it's grating the cheese. And also I just wanted to give a shout out to this grater that Vienna and I got from Checkers. It's actually so cool. So it comes like this, and then this goes in there, and then this is a lid. So you buy it like this, and then you take this out from the bottom, and hun hun hun, there's actually like a Tupperware built in to the grater. So when you are grating something, you can just pop this underneath like that, and you grate, grate, grate. It goes straight into the Tupperware. When you're done, boom, put the lid on and you're done. I swear, it feels like this video is sponsored by Checkers, but obviously it's not. But yeah, we just like Checkers. But yeah, this grater is also a proper game changer. So if you can get your hands on one, get it. I promise you it's worth it. And free Tupperware. And in no time at all, dun, 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 all done. And that whole block of cheese, it's about 300 grams of cheddar cheese. It fits in this Tupperware bucky. Tupperware. In South Africa, we say bucky. This is a bucky. A bucky is also an SUV. Anyway, it fits in this bowl, in this Tupperware. You pop it into the fridge just like this, and you're done. Done. Okay, so the chicken just came out of the oven 25 minutes later, and look at that. Easy peasy. And look at the sauce as well. Like, it's so juicy, it's so nice, and yeah, I just love it. These oven bags are really such a big game changer. There you go, easy. Okay, so now that the chicken is done, it's time to transfer them into their bowls. What's good is also those glass bowls. Those are fine for if you just want to pop them in the fridge, that's okay. But we prefer freezing our chicken. It's easier for us just to take it out and just defrost it. So we actually tried a food delivery service a couple of weeks ago, and it was all good and well, but we found that we didn't like the taste of the food that much, and I had to jazz it up a bit here and there. And yeah, so it didn't quite work out for us, but we did get these kind of bowls out of the deal. So they are your typical like meal planner bowls thing, containers. And yeah, so I like to put the chicken in this, and then we just pop them in the freezer and they're good to go. When we need them, we take them out, leave them on the sink, they defrost, or we just defrost it in the microwave, and yeah, that's done. Okay, sweet potato time. So what I've done is I've taken those same two pans and I've lined them with baking paper. I like using the baking paper also from Checkers. Yeah, I swear, if you take a shot every time I say Checkers in this video, bad things are gonna happen. But yeah, I like using this baking paper. And also what I like to do is I like using, again, simple truth, it's refined coconut spray. And so what I like to do is I do like to kind of just spray a little bit onto the baking paper. It just gives it, just keeps it nice and soft, you know. So let me show you how I typically do it. So like this. Let's get the other one. Okay, so that's done. Okay, that's done. Now let's pop in the sweet potato. Okay, so for seasoning, I just use a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of pepper. And I drizzle a teeny bit of olive oil over it, just so that it's all nice and a little bit oily, but not too bad, just like a little touch, something like that. I typically like to keep my finger over the top and then go, because we don't have those cool olive oil holder things. Yeah, so how do you typically season your sweet potatoes? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. Some pepper. Sometimes salt and pepper is like all you need. I actually think I'm going to do a little bit of mixed herbs. I like some mixed herbs. It's a little bit of everything in it. Not too much. And the mixed herbs I'm using is just plain old Robertson's mixed herbs. Okay, yeah, so once that's done, I like to give everything like just a little rub to make sure that everything It's nice and mixed, and all the spices and everything, they all make friends. And it tastes good. Okay, so quickly. Like, I don't spend too much time on this. It's not rocket science. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm just gonna pop them into the oven for about, say, 15 to 20 minutes, and they should be good to go. So, while the sweet potato is in the oven, I just want to share some other things that I have in my fridge that I prepared a while ago, and I still have them, I still use them, and it's just nice to have in your fridge, you know, when you're putting together a meal and it's just like quick grab, go, eat, and it's just convenient. So this I actually grated up last week. It's just some carrots. So if I want something easy for lunch, I will maybe just have a bit of chicken, and I will just pop some carrot on the side, and then maybe like a rice cake or two or something, or you know, whatever I'm feeling for, I'll have it on the side. But then I always make sure that I have something like this, like an easy to go veg in the fridge. So it's quite nice to have, and it can be anything you want, something simple, something easy. For me, it's now carrots. So yeah. And then another thing that Vian and I quite like, and we picked up this habit in Korea. So in Korea, they really like radish, and you will get radish almost anywhere. So this is pickled radish. You can get them in the Chinese stores or Asian supermarkets here. They typically come in like those long kind of bars in like a plastic, a vacuum sealed kind of plastic. And so I usually just take off the plastic, chop, and I chop them into quarters like this, and it's just so nice to have as a side with your meal. So we can have our chicken breasts and our sweet potatoes, and then maybe just some radish and some carrots. And then also, like I mentioned, to make things a bit easier for yourself, is ready to go veg, something like this, which we will then typically just fry in the pan very quickly, or just warm it up in the microwave. So in no time we will have a meal ready to go, and it's just super easy, super healthy. And yeah, so there's no excuse for us to eat out because we do have food at home. So as you have seen so far, the only dishes that I've really used were 2 baking pans and these meal prep containers, and a knife and a grater, and that's about it. So my meal prep, I don't like to use a lot of dishes. I don't like dishes. Do we like dishes? No, we don't like dishes. And the sweet potato is done. Dun dun. Oh, can you see? Oh, they look so lovely, and they smell amazing. Okay, so I've just popped them in these containers again, and I'm gonna let them cool down, and I'll pop them in the freezer tonight. So let me show you what we've done. So I made 4 chicken breasts in this one, in total 8. And then I made some sweet potatoes in this one. And yeah, that's my meal. I've got my spinach, I've got my carrots, my rice cakes, my spring onion, my lettuce, not lettuce, but we should actually get lettuce. And we've got our cucumber and our butternut spaghetti and our veg. So yeah, easy meal in like no time at all, honestly. The chicken was 25 minutes, the sweet potatoes were 25 minutes, so literally meal prepping in under an hour. Done. Okay, so there you have it. Those those are my top tips and what I do for meal prepping. I really hope that you found it interesting, and I hope that you learned a few tips and tricks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification so that you get notified whenever I upload a video. And if you think that your friends and family will like this video, please share it with them. Let them know that meal prepping and living a healthy lifestyle is not as difficult as you think. So, I will see you in the next one. Bye! Ja, nou my lekker so